In this video, we'll go over the quad shiny RNG I did a while back. You guys have been asking me to make a video about this for some time now, and I finally got a good enough microphone to pull it off. So, let's get started, shall we? The first thing you'll notice is how I'm using Ruby and Sapphire instead of Emerald. That's because Emerald has a set seed of 0, while Ruby and Sapphire does not, if the battery is not dead. Now, the chance of the Torchic here and the Poochyena both being shiny at the same time is 1 in 8,192 squared, but I use my TASVbot to find the first possible instance where they are both shiny from the same shiny value. So let's take the starter for a second. Its PID is relative to the Poochyena's PID. Because really, what is a TID and a SiD? It's just two 16-bit numbers, while the PID is 32 bits. So if you think about it like that, it's all relative. You treat the PID like a set of IDs, and you can find a matching set. And from there, I TID SiD RNG, and there you have it. Now let's forward a bit here. I'll be perfectly honest, I did not task optimize this at all. I did not focus on it at the time. In hindsight, I probably should have, but that wasn't the priority at all. I will be showing, by the way, at the end of the video, my TID and the Pokemon themselves. But keep in mind that this is all a single continuous tool-assisted segment, and there were save states, there were load states. I load stated about 10,000 times total here, mostly done by my TASVbot. That was how I got to this many load states. I'm going to go ahead and slow down here. The Zigzagoon is generated by method 1 off of your TID, SID, and OT. It does not use Norman's IDs at all because those simply don't exist in the game. So the method 1 generation happens as soon as you step out of the gym and the doors close behind you, which will happen very shortly. That's my keyboard, by the way. Yeah, there we go. The door closed, and that is when Zigzagoon's PID is generated. Now we're gonna go ahead and speed up again. It takes a while for the Wally segment to happen, and here's a funny story about it. The TID and SID are generated just like a PID here right before the battle. So it has your name, but it has Wally's IDs. And so my bot just found an occurrence of those that matches. I later found out that TASVideos goes over the generation. And yeah, go check them out. I'll put a link in the description. So there's Ralts as shiny, and there's Zigzagoon as shiny. Now, as you saw, I broke it down into 3 parts that are 1 in 8,192 each. But the de facto chance of this happening in a single continuous segment continues being 1 in 8,192 to the 4th chance. And I pretty much broke it down and made it possible. Now, it is worth noting that you can skip the segment here, the capture part, if the Zigzagoon has a good enough attack and good enough damage RNG against a poor hit point and defense Ralts. I may revisit this so I can do those 2 shiny plus this instance, but statistically that's very unlikely to happen, and I'm honestly not too interested in pulling it off. I welcome someone else to try it, of course. Now, I'm going to show you something that wasn't in the original video. I'm going to stop the movie here and just disable that. If we look at the party, we'll see Torchic has Adam in nature and is female. I got a lot of comments about this, about it being female and having a good nature, but I did not plan for that. I just picked the first possible instance that works. It was a very good coincidence, I might add. The TID was also RNG'd. It is indeed 350 because, quite frankly, I can. Nothing worth noting on the stats, I didn't really care about them. The moveset is, pun intended, normal. Nothing here that's worth noting. Poochyena has my TAD and SiD because it's really a standard method one. Modest nature kind of sucks. The stats, 666, it's a conspiracy, haha. There's only tackle in the moveset because it's a scripted fight. Then we have Ralts with a different TID and SID that are not mine, but my name is retained. The stats once again suck, and it doesn't have any attacking moves at all. So, to backtrack with what I said, the Zigzagoon must be the one killing for you to skip it, which is required for a task run. You cannot have the Ralts kill it because you have no attacking moves. And then we have Zigzagoon. Yes, it is mine, not Norman's, as my previous research has shown. There is no ability, but I hypothesize it would gain a normal ability, like Pickup, once it evolves, because the game recalculates ability based on PID at evolution time, and this would not match the PID and the numbered ability for it. And here you see the stats. Nothing too big here. The attack is actually horrible, so it's no wonder it didn't KO. And it only has tackle as an attacking move. Now let's go back here, and I'll just show my trainer card. It has TID of 350, just like I said. And yeah, that's it. This is my first time doing something like this. I'm very happy I finally gave it a shot. You guys have been asking me for quite a while now. Please let me know in the comments which video you'd like me to commentate on next. I have done quite a bit lately, and I could do, for example, 7th stand user. I could do that Safari zone. Really, it's up to you guys. I'll pick whichever you'd like me to do the most. I'll also do a more personal video about myself and why I haven't had much of a chance to make videos lately, but that's gonna have to wait for another day. So, in conclusion, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you learned something new today.